All right, so this is my algebra class, right? Okay, so class.
Yes.
Okay, good day, you people. All right, on my notes right here, you're writing hashtag 13 because that's supposed to go on page 13 in your interactive student notebook. And today's date for those people that actually write dates like they're supposed to is 21?
121.
1/20, right? Now, for this one right here, it says growth and shrinking. Bank accounts. If you guys recall, this goes way back to the beginning of the school year. Arithmetic sequence. That would be,
Addition and subtraction.
yeah, add and subtract, right? So it's add and subtract. What about geometric sequence?
Multiply and divide.
Multiply and divide, right? So for this arithmetic sequence, we're going to just make an example for this to work out. We're going to make an example. So if we're starting off with 120, so that would be my first. Now, what would I do for this to be an arithmetic sequence? Add how much? She's at $10. Add $10. So if I'm adding $10, my next number is going to be number after that. So we just keep adding, right? So the arithmetic sequence is when I add it to the previous number to get my next number. Yes? Good. Geometric sequence. So geometric sequence, let's go ahead and say my bank account is earning, let's say 10%, because that's an easy one. So mathematically, it's going to look like this. 120. Now, how do I write 10%? How do I write 10% to be able to multiply it out? 10 over 100, right? Because the word percent means out of 100. So I'm going to do 10 over 100. Yes? Okay, so what would my first term is 120. My second one's going to be, I take my previous answer, right? And add 10%, right? So I multiply this out, so I get 12. So is my new balance 12? What'd I do? We already multiplied, didn't we? What number did you get from here?
12.
We got 12. What do I do with that 12? Do I add it to that? That's already there, right?
Oh yeah, you added to it.
You add it to the previous. So that's going to give me 132. All right. To get my third one.
144.
Nope.
No?
Nope.
Why not? Oh,
Because
you gotta, okay.
it's 10% of that last one, right?
Yeah, so then we do it.
So it's going to be 10% of this one. So I take the previous one,
32.
multiply, so it's 132 times 10 over 100.
13 points. That's weird.
Yeah, 13.2.
Who's in that room right there in 706 or 5 or whatever that is right there?
It's supposed to be Miss French. Just slide it under the door.
I did, because I looked and there's like no name, there's nothing on their door, and I'm like, is there anyone even in there?
Yeah, there is. But they don't show up until like next hour.
Oh.
Yeah.
Who's
Okay.
Okay, anyway. Hey, shh.
Bye, Mr. Hunter.
Bye. All right, so if you did the math, you came up to be
13.2.
13.2, right?
And that's 132.
Add it to 132, and we get
41.
140.2.
Oh, it's close. I was 144. I was 1.2 off. Alright, so we get it.
Not bad.
Previous
It's a refresher. So now, let's take a look at this. So, passport photos. Says the distance from Elena's chin to the top of her head is 150 millimeters in an image. So, okay, because in every passport photo, it's got to be a certain size.
Right.
So they have to zoom it in and adjust it and all that other good stuff. Okay, for a U.S. passport photo, this measure needs to be between 25 millimeters and 35 millimeters. So what we're going to do is we're going to take that image and we are going to reduce it. Let's start by reducing it by 80%. What is 80%? How do I write 80%?
80 over 100.
Okay, but what is my starting amount?
150
So I would be 150
times 80 over 100. Which is 120.
which is how much?
120.
120?
Yes, that's what I put. Yep, 120.
Okay. So if that's 120, does it meet the requirement? It has to be between these two numbers, right?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
It doesn't meet the requirement, does it?
No.
So that means I need to do what?
Divide it.
Shrink it some more. Let's shrink it some more, right?
Yeah.
So what am I going to do? I'm going to start with 120, right?
120 by 80 over 100.
Why did I put it? 96. Still doesn't meet the requirements, so you repeat it.
Yeah.
96? Okay. 96. So these guys are saying that it's still,
96.
it's not, yeah. Do it again, right?
This is kind of
70 something?
76. Yeah. 76.
76 point what?
8.
Okay. It's still not there, but let's take a look at the question here. Find the height of the image after it has been scaled by 80% for the following number of times. Explain your reasoning. So, what we're doing is we're setting up an equation for this. Are we repeatedly multiplying the previous one by 80 over 100? Mm-hmm. And it depends on how many times we're doing it. So watch this. It should be whatever my initial, which is the P, times whatever my rate to the N. This is what we did way back when, back in like chapter 1.
really. My memory does not serve me.
Okay, it's fine. That's why we're going over it. So in this case, my initial is
Right?
the P.
Oh,
How much did I start off with?
150.
I 150, right? And what was my rate? 80%, which is,
80 over 100.
and how many times did we do this?
3 times.
Let's do it 3 times.
Wait, so what's your time?
It still equals 76. But that was a lot easier.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're trying to get there.
7.
What?
Isn't it
Okay, look.
times 7?
76.8. Hey, look. It's the same thing as doing this, right? because we keep repeating whatever the previous one is and keep doing it over and over again. So my method for doing this is whatever my initial is times the rate raised to how many times I'm going to need to do this. But now if I were to do this for the next one, which is 6 times, let's see. So it's going to be 150.
It's 2 9. It's 7.
What'd you get for this? 39?
39.3216.
3, 2. Let's say 3.
Close enough.
So I'll give you guys a moment to try and catch up with this. Yes, go ahead.
It's 7. Is it not? Did you do the second time?
Mhm. Are we caught up?
How many times would the image need to be scaled by 80% for the image to be less
7 times. Less than 20. Let's figure that out.
35?
So for number 2 here, right here at 6 times, it's still not enough. You come back later? Okay. Oh, it's right there. So at 6 times here, it's not in between my 35 and 25. So I'm going to go one more time. Let's see what it is, because some people are already yelling 7.
Oh, sorry, 64.
Oh, okay. So let's see.
Wait.
Right here, let's try it. So 150
Times 80.
to the 7th. It gives me what? 31.5? There we go. So this one right here is between, it is between my 35 and 25, right? Go show 'em. Yeah. It's like the cat in the hat there. A little bit too tall.
If this is a homework, I'm gonna be.
So next one right here states, how many times will the image need to be scaled by 80% to be less than 25?
9 times.
9?
Yes.
You guys saying 9? Did you guys already try it?
Yes.
Oh, dang. Got some people on top of things today.
8 would have. 8 is 2.5.1. I mean 25.1. That wouldn't work, right?
No, because it's not less than it.
Right.
So it'd be 150.
Times 80 over 100 times 9. Power.
9?
20.1. You're doing 8.
20.13.
20.13?
20.1.
So 20.1, right? That 3 is not going to make that 1 go up. So how many times? 9 times. How many times to this one?
This is our homework?
The other page. You seen the homework, right?
This one? What do you want? That.
Okay, listen up, please. Hmm? Yeah. Okay, listen up, please. Make sure we plug it in. I didn't have it plugged in. So after class or during class. 2 days. So that's Thursday. Now, it says right here. Now, this is quite possibly the most boring word problem ever. It has to do with pond scum growing. My 3rd hour class, quite literally, everyone fell asleep. Yeah, like even the good students are like snoring. Okay, so no, you cannot go to sleep.
Can we skip
Wait, can we
it?
turn off the lights?
You need lights off?
Because we're trying to sleep.
No,
No, I need the lights.
no nap times.
No, it sucks because the lights are like.
This reflects the
It
glare.
reflects.
Okay, I guess.
Thanks.
Yeah, go ahead. Hmm?
Someone's gonna fall asleep.
I know. Let's see. Oh man. Oh no, I got my sleeping aid here. Hmm?
It's a squishy.
That's a
Okay. All right, so I'm going to reword this, so kind of work with me on this. Okay, so a fast-growing account, because when we talk about money, people start paying attention.
Low-key. I'm still broke.
Is created at a bank. Okay, the amount of money in the account doubles each day. So the amount of money in the account is going to double each day, right? That sounds pretty good. Okay, let's see. Okay, and at the rate it's growing, okay, it's going to be on May 24th. We're going to figure out in between May 12th and May 24th. So like I said, I am rewording this because it was so awfully boring of a problem. Okay, now let's first, if it doubles every day. Okay, Rafa, how much money do you have on you right now?
Like 5 cents.
Rafa's got $1.
I'm broke.
Huh?
I got like 5
Ra-
cents in there.
Rafa, come on, player, come on. Seriously, you're gonna make. If you throw in a nickel here, it's gonna make the math a little bit harder for people.
$20.
9 cents.
I got 20.
Huh?
9 cents.
Rafa has $1.
Wait, no, never mind.
Rafa has $1.
That's 10, that's 20, 24 cents. That was a quarter. Just say 24.
We're gonna say $1.
Because if I start throwing in like cents and stuff like that, you know, everyone's gonna get like confused and like
Those
lose. Yeah,
percentages.
And go to sleep.
yeah, I know. So we're pretending Rafa has $1. That's a serious stretch from what he has. Now, how many days is this going to double for?
4 days.
6, 12.
3.
12 days is gonna double up.
12, yeah.
From the 12th to the 24th.
12 days.
So 12 days, right?
Halfway would be 6.
Okay, so 12 days.
I'm gonna just finish.
12 days. Now, on which day will the pond be halfway covered? Halfway covered. Okay, so if Rafa's starting with 1,
18.
right? He's starting with $1, right?
Right.
Okay, let's build up a table for this, okay?
150. I have 150 on May 18th.
So, on the first day, after the first day, okay, after the first day, he started with the $1, and now he has 2.
He's rich. Oh, it doubles each day. I'm so stupid.
All right? On the second day, he has how much?
4
Four.
Oh.
and 6.
He has $4. $4?
$4.
$4.
I said Dara.
Dara?
Dollar, bro.
Third day.
6. 6.
8.
6.
8.
8.
6. We can shoot for it.
It doubles. It's 8.
It's 8.
It doubles.
Times 2.
15. It's
Well, I'm
times
kidding.
2.
Yeah.
43.
It's 8.
It's 8.
8.
43. 8.
What?
We've been new.
How many did he have? How much money did he have on the second day?
It's doubling, not
Oh.
squaring.
4. Okay? And so I'm going to take that amount and do what with it? And so double 4.
And 60.
Ah, wait, not enough fingers in the picture. There we go.
That's symbol.
Why? Why? Because you got proven wrong?
No, because it's symbol.
Listen, it makes the problem a lot more interesting than talking about the pond scum. Trust me. All right, so right here. So he's going to have 16 on the 4th day, right? All right. Fill in the rest of the table, please.
Ah,
258. 256. 512.
But you don't square.
Where'd you get 16 from?
You're scaring me.
2048. So on May 18th, about $2,048.
No, that's something else.
Rafa got rich
That's
that
not-
fast? No, on May 18th, we'll actually have.
We don't want the 18th. We need the 24th.
Oh, you want. Wait, but. Okay.
Go all the way. I said finish it.
But it says on which day is. Okay. 12 days.
Finish the table.
12
Finish
days.
the table.
I finished
Finish
it.
the table.
I finished it.
I bet you're wrong.
It's
Bet.
$2,048.
Bet.
That's like bet.
Right here. On what day?
No, you're wrong.
The 12th day.
You're wrong.
The 12th day, which is May 24th.
Okay.
But the question is asking on which day is the pond halfway covered, which would have to be.
Six. No.
It would have to be the 6th day.
Yeah, 6.
The 6th day is 64.
6 is a half. Half.
What the hell?
1
The
over
6th day is
2.
64.
0.5. We'll say
6 days what?
64. You're adding each day.
Okay. I asked you just fill in the table, please. Remember, I'm rewording this. We're not talking about pond scum anymore.
Okay.
We're talking about money in the bank. Fill it out to all the way 12.
I filled it out to the 12th.
What money does he have on the 12th day?
Hold on.
How do you have 4,096? Where'd you get these numbers?
Do your math, fool!
I got 4,096.
Look at this.
900.
It's 496.
You can see it up here too.
How did everyone else get that?
It's 400.
They all got 4096.
Am I wrong?
Yeah.
Yes.
How am I wrong?
I don't know. You like somehow.
It doubles.
Yes.
Okay.
Are you adding?
No, I'm not adding.
That's what I did. I just added it.
Okay. Watch this now.
Oh, this is.
Now let's to explain it.
I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do this.
Okay. So now.
You add, Rafa.
So now for the right here. At the 12th day, Rafa's going to be rich, right? Look at this. 4096 on the 12th day.
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, wait a minute.
Now. Okay, so on which day will his account be halfway? I don't know. How do I rearrange this? To 4096.
18.
So my total amount is going to come out to be this, right? May 11th? The 11th day? You are right. It is going to be half because right here on the 11th day, which is going to be May,
No, May 23rd.
it's going to be May 23rd. It's going to be May 23rd because, which this is going to be 2048, right? We get 2048 right there. So when I get to the point, if it doubles every time, that means the one previously is half that one. The previous one. So now what was my initial amount? $1. What is my rate? Times. And how many days did we do this for? Is this another way of going about doing it?
Yeah.
So if we paid attention to the formula that we had on the previous page, we can still apply it like this.
And it still works.
Yeah. Okay. So now, Rafa goes to his bank. Okay, says right here. Says your banker mentions that your account will be close. It will be close in less than a week. On May 18th, it will be almost there in less than a week. Okay? And Rafa thinks that the banker must be wrong. Okay, so now, how many days has passed on May 18th? 6 days? So let's see what we got here. So my initial would be 1, 2, and my 6 days have passed, right? Which is going to give me
64.
64. Wait, I should have just looked at my paper.
I was right.
No wonder I was like, how did you get it so fast? I don't even know that's not.
okay. So Rafa, after 6 days, will have $64, and the banker says, "Hey, in less than a week, you're going to have 4,000." What would you go? You'd be like, what would you tell the banker?
You crazy.
You crazy, right? You so crazy.
It tastes like right now.
Okay, says right now. Says, why might Rafa find the banker's claim hard to believe? So it says, all right, you started with that $64, but less than a week, you're going to be at 4,000. Right? I know, that's why it's kind of hard because at so it's going to go from 64 to 4096 in 6 days, isn't it? That's kind of crazy, isn't it? I know, right? Hey, we got a serious drug dealer going on here, right? I know. Someone's making that money here.
He knows.
Yeah. Okay. So, like I said, this example was completely boring. If we throw money into it, then it makes it a little bit more interesting on Rafa's drug dealing. So
You make him realize how broke he is.
I know, right?
He's gonna go home like, I don't even got an account.
I know. Thought, dang, I'm gonna take this chain to the pawn shop. See what I can get. All right. What fraction of the area pond was covered by initial on May 12th? Show your reasoning. Okay, so now a fraction. A fraction. What are fractions? Huh? Something over something. Okay, but if I'm going to give you a slice of a pizza,
112.
okay, Rafa, I'm going to give Rafa a slice of a pizza. And he's going to be like, yeah. But then I didn't tell him that I'm slicing that pizza into 100 slices.
Oh my god.
And now you're like, what the hell? Now you're less happy now, right?
Now he just walks off.
Okay, so what's important to know about that slice of pizza?
How much pizza you got?
Yeah, how much we got? So it's always going to be written as part over whole. It's always as a fraction, as part over whole. Okay, so now on the first day, on the very, very first day, Rafa's going into that bank account. How many days have passed?
0.
So he has $1.
0 days have passed. Because he's walking into that bank on that first day, right?
Yes.
So we know that the formula for Rafa is going to look like this. And 0 days have passed, haven't it? But now on that 12th day, the whole amount, which I'm trying to get to, is 1, 2 to the 12th, right? So I'm just writing it out using the formula so we could practice that. Now, class,
Yes.
anything to the 0 power is?
0.
1.
What?
He almost yelled at us.
1. 1. Anything to 0 power is 1. So this is going to be 1 over
4,000.
96. Wait, 40.
That's a lot.
now. So here's Rafa's slice of pizza right here,
Oh,
and that little Sneezer's pizza, because I'll never pay full price for a pizza for you guys. Okay, little Sneezers. Okay, I'm gonna slice that up into 4,096 pieces.
How much time do you have? Like,
That's not even, you don't even get a slice of pizza.
I know you're right. You might. Yeah, if you're lucky, you get actually someone leave you that box with the cheese still attached to it. That's that good stuff right there. I know. Hey, can I get that cheesy cardboard?
wait, you can do that?
Listen, sarcasm.
what should be like? You can eat that?
Hey, you gonna eat your cheesy paper? All right.
Stamps ain't coming yet.
Now, I'm going to show you guys. So it's asking for, okay, I'm going to do this as a percent also. We have a fraction. Now let's do it as a percent. So I'm going to take my 1 and over 4096. And now how do I tell my calculator I want a decimal?
Menu.
Control, enter. There we go.
So that's how we do it.
Yeah.
No, I did it menu thingy.
So how much
Yeah, you could do it there too. That's that as a decimal. So 0.00024. That's not even a whole percent.
Wait, put it back to the.
It's not even a half or a quarter.
It's not even 1%.
Get pizza. Just let me get a sniff. It's getting an atom.
It's not even a crumb. It's like
Yep.
It's just the
All right, you guys. Now listen up. Okay, hopefully you were able to, get something out of it and make fun of Rafa as we went.
Yes.
Okay, so don't forget, like, share, and subscribe. Hit that notification button. This homework is going to be due Thursday.